Alright, here we go. I do have some music in the background because I've been vibing, but I am currently editing. Turn volume down a little bit. I am currently editing chapter 27 of the novel. It is, what is it? Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m., so I am pretty tired, which is why there's been more issues than normal as far as punctuation and everything. But still a solid score, however much that matters. Oh, generally when I get really tired, I start making some pretty simple mistakes. Like, I'll just start putting quotation marks when they're not even around dialogue. Like, I don't know why I do that either. The music hopefully isn't too loud. I did a bit of a test to see. I think it's pretty good. But I've just making some choices in regards to general things. What is this for discrepancies? I can probably remove that. I mean, it's not like it's hurting, but it is also not accomplishing anything. Scan the environment for discrepancies instead of for any discrepancies. It's kind of unnecessary, so I'll go ahead and remove it. I believe this is the one, right? Yeah. Oops. That's not it. Oh, I also wanted to fix this so it manages to gleam instead of gleams. I don't think there's a loss of meaning there. It's hard to say, especially in dialogue, so I'm kind of torn. But I think I prefer. It's so hard to say. A lot of these small things on their own aren't a big deal, but when you have a lot of them together, they can add up both in word count and in uh, tedium for reading. And I want the words to matter. I want the reader to care about what I'm writing. I don't want to get into an instance where I have readers skimming through chapters or skipping chapters because there's too much filler that's just not saying anything of substance. So I want to set a good practice now while I can, which is why I probably should just keep it at gleams. Now, what was I looking for? Um, that one's pretty easy though. I'm okay with that one. Let's see. As she stepped closer, her hand raised, hovering in front of with her pointer finger outstretched. He couldn't see it, but could infer that she was looking for something related to her status. Ah, he couldn't see it, but could infer. I mean, it's just a correctness issue. Sometimes I use commas based on how I want it to read, and not necessarily how it should read grammatically. And I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm sure there's other people who do that, but I don't know. I mean, is it really that bad? I feel like using commas in such a way is like one of the less offensive ways you could do things. Because at least you're still thinking and caring about how things read instead of just haphazardly putting things in places that they don't belong. She stepped closer, her hand raised, hovering in front with her pointer finger outstretched. He couldn't see it, but could infer. It's tough. It's tough. I am surprised that delivery is so high up. Usually I have issues with delivery being a little bit lower. Engagement's a little bit lower though. Anyways, it is a slightly shorter chapter as well. I should mention. This chapter is 1340. I usually have chapters above 1500, but I'm really tired and I've said everything that I want to say in the chapter. So I just want to go to bed. It like honestly, man, staying up this late is already like pretty tiring, but doing something as intensive as writing and editing at this time of night is like brain explosion. I'm gonna go crazy. Let's see. Couldn't see it, but could infer. Couldn't see it, but could infer. He couldn't see it, but could infer. I definitely prefer the way it reads when I do it like that. But I should probably just agree with the correction. Kind of hurts my soul though. Man. Screw it. I'll keep it the way I want to keep it. I don't care. I like it how I like it. That's a pretty simple one. I keep trying to use semicolons just for the sake of getting practice with them because I think semicolons are very, very useful. And I like how they can join together two clauses. What was I looking for? I only have 4 in here? I thought I had a lot more. Uh, fair enough. Let's see what we got. Yep. Nope. Constitution's capitalized because it's an attribute stat, or it's a stat in their status, so it's fine. But I appreciate your attempt to be very American. Thank you, Grammarly. The sword gets the job. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I put a comma there. I must have just been tired. Gets sword. If you're wondering why I don't just do the corrections in Grammarly and then copy paste it back over, it's because in my experience, Grammarly does not keep formatting very well at all, and so I'd rather not mess with that in this instance. There we go. This will be the first chapter that I've published that is less than 1,500 words, but I think I need to let go of my really strict standards and tendencies if I want to just write the way I want to write. I don't want to have it hold me back if it means that I don't get it done. We'll accept that. Prose. Fine. I guess I'll put a the there. I don't think it really matters that much. I should not have put the. Wow. What was it looking for again? Pros and cons. Pros. I guess the is one of the most common words used, huh? Fair enough. Up her injuries as the trio, yeah. I think I already fixed that on my own. Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's fine. This video is going to get claimed from all of the YouTube music that's being used, but I don't care. I am just trying to write and get things done. I love writing with music in the background. It might sound absurd because it's like, don't you need to kind of focus and don't you need to have... What am I typing in right now? I'm not typing. Don't you need like focus and doesn't it like bother you or distract you from what you're trying to think about? It's like, honestly, not particularly. Richter Richter spoke up, cutting off Rio before she could speak. I wonder what the change is. It looks like it's a change. It's either a change... It's a smaller change. I'm not too bothered by it. Oh yeah, that should be a comma because of the way of the dialogue tag. Oops. Should be up here. Alright. Now I am curious about the engagement, so I might check on that. So it's green. That was it? Brad. Honestly, fair enough. I don't think there's much of a difference between saying I bet their main purpose and I bet their purpose is to act. So that's probably okay. If I was being really anal about it, I could probably say I bet their primary purpose, but that might also be a little wordy. Hard to say. I bet their purpose. I bet their. It's hard to say. I don't like publishing chapters sort of unfinished because I might add, 1 to 300 more words in the morning. And that feels kind of weird. Because if you read it right after I published, it would be different when it's all said and done. But again, do what you gotta do. I just want to go to bed, okay? Don't judge me. Alright. This is probably just like a comma. Yeah. I had a comma there originally, but I changed it because I liked how it read better. And overall, I still believe that when it comes to dialogue, you just kind of punctuate it how you want it to be read. But perhaps it's a bad standard to hold. This just... could infer that she was... he couldn't see it, but could infer that she was looking at something related to her status. I don't hate it, but I also don't like how... I liked the double pause because it set it a little aside, or it set it apart from the way the first one read. I guess it's fine, actually. She stepped closer. Yeah, it's just a classic me using semicolons when it should be a comma. Top 10 things that new writers do. I can't help myself. Is it ever... Yeah, it's probably just... I thought that it wasn't, but I wasn't sure. And again, dialogue. Comma. Yeah, there's a lot of commas. Alright. What was I thinking? Occurred should be, yeah. I'm excited though, because I'm getting closer to the first main arc of the story. Hopefully within the next 10 to 15 chapters, I'll get there. I've got a little bit more to do with leveling up Richter, and with finishing up the first challenge of Tier 1, as well as exploring a little bit more between the characters. There's like a payoff or two. Not really a payoff. Well, it's kind of a payoff. There's a promise that I made, and I'm doing payoff. But the payoff isn't so much like a growth, it's more like a encounter, or what's the word? I can't remember it. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Anyways, that's fine. Yeah, most of my issues are usually punctuation. I wonder what the vocabulary thing is, though. Yeah, that's just a comma. All right. I gotta get better at not using two different tenses in the same sentence. I don't know why I do that. It's just like instinctual. Um, shaking. Her legs shook. Shook and her teeth chattered. That sounds a lot better. I don't know why I do that. Can't understand it. Shout out to the guy who told me about that, by the way, in the comments. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with the last several... Was this a comma? Tell me it's a comma. That tell me it's a comma? Okay. Days. Yeah, I didn't use days very often. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with where that is. Oh, I'm pretty happy with that. I have I have no idea what's playing in the background, by the way. Do not judge this as my taste in music. The first song was. The other ones have not been. I'm telling you, the radio function just kind of goes crazy sometimes. But I'm kind of vibing anyways, so you know what? It's okay. What's going on over here? Got that, got all that, got all that. This is probably just a remove. I mean, I really don't think it's that big of a deal to say where is it at instead of where is it. Like, is it technically more concise to say where is it instead of where is it at? Yes. Fine. I'll concede that. But like, come on, man. Come on. Spare me just a little bit. Fine. I'll concede this one. Oh. Internet. Ruh-roh. Save feature? Hello? Okay, we're good. Had me scared for a second. I'm gonna leave the comma out because so what is this opportunity and where is it at? I would not say that with a comma in there for dialogue. So I'm gonna leave it out. Regardless, I think that's good for this video. Anyways, just wanted to do this for fun. I figured why not just make this video to show that I am still going. Again, goal is to have a chapter out every 2 to 3 days, so I'm not having to write 1,500 plus words every night, but more like 500 to 600 every night, which is far more manageable and gives me more time to think about what I want to do with the chapter and how I want to frame it. So thanks for watching. If you've watched the whole thing, I'll do probably more of these where I just edit for the fun of it because I enjoy editing. It's kind of like the home stretch. It's like when you can see the finish line and you're just kind of walking and jogging. The hard part's been done, so all good. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.